Welcome, welcome, welcome. First and foremost, I hope everybody is doing well out there. I hope your family is well, especially during these trying times. I'm so over these trying times. I don't even know what people look like anymore these days. It's all in the eyes, though. But I like to welcome my special guest and a dear friend for many, many years, many, many moons. Um, my first crack at a music career. This is one of the first people I was introduced to and just blew my mind. Beautiful voice, character was just beautiful, fun loving. Um, Joanna,
Thank you.
hello, how
That's
are
quite
you?
the introduction, Jersey.
I know you're special to me, yo. Like anybody special to me, I like to give them their roses now and not later.
Well, that was good. It was really good. I mean, we do go back pretty far.
We do.
I was like digging up some music the other day, actually, like jamming out to Can We? Really, we really should bring it back. It's
I need to really attack Luke and make him go into the memory bank and find some stuff because I know he has all that stuff,
all the good ones.
all the good ones.
Mama, James just got shot.
Facts. Like I
My
haven't heard
favorite.
that. Oh man,
All the good stuff.
the beginning stages. Well, it's great to have you here. I'm glad you found some time because I know how busy you are. Um, I just want to give you a second to let the people know exactly who you are and what you do.
Sure. So I am Joanna Meager. I am an entrepreneur, musician, mother, wife, motivator, inspiration coach, you name it, and I will do it. I'm one of those types of people that's in it for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere. When I say I'm going to do it, I do it. I'm very committed to my goals. I'm kind of a goal chaser. I set myself up for success all the time because, when you're setting yourself up for success, then life seems to follow and good things happen. I am born and raised Cape Codder, through and through, second generation, and I don't know if people are proud of that. I don't know. I just felt like I should
I don't
let
know
people
either.
know.
I don't know if they're proud of that either, but hey, be proud of it.
Yeah,
Why not?
whatever. It's cool. I did leave for a couple years, so I came back to raise a family. I have two
I think it's
kids.
different for people who weren't born here, and if you're born here, then you look at it differently. So you're good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your wash is
It
short.
still sucks.
I'm gonna just say it.
Facts. Like, damn it.
It's okay. We still like washer shorts. We need you.
Facts. We need you. Facts.
That's pretty much about me. I mean, I own a network marketing business and I work really hard there. I'm on a journey in 2021 to lose 100 pounds and I'm already down 38. So, no, 36. Excuse me, 36.
Uh-oh, about to say you
Um,
cheating.
I'm just doing all kinds of stuff. I'm just always constantly moving and keeping myself busy because um, the topic tonight, which is depression, near and dear to my heart. I am a recovering food addict. I was diagnosed when I was 18 years old and I was 500 pounds. And depression and anxiety, they're a part of who I am. And
Mhm.
I've learned how to manage and remanage and then remanage again over, my 36 years of life. But
Oh yeah.
if there's something that I know how to pull myself out. Can you not? I do have kids too. Um, this is a good subject tonight. I think it's a great thing to talk about, especially if you're over the whole COVID thing, because I don't know anybody who's actually happy about it. So,
There are people who are happy about the situation, not COVID itself, but the
yeah,
situations that they get to take advantage of because of COVID.
I know, but how sad is that? Like, really?
Very, very sad.
It. Are we just gonna dive right in? You want to just dive right?
Dive
Jumping
right
off the
in.
high board.
Ching.
So I have what I call high functioning anxiety, which
Mhm.
means that I keep my plate piled high. Like I'm like, yeah, sure, put that right on top. Oh yeah, put that on there too. Oh, all right, cool. That too, yeah, sure. And I will keep taking it on and on and on and on, because when I am still and not busy, that's when the demons creep in, and that's when your brain starts saying things that you don't need to listen to. So I've learned over the years to keep myself busy,
Active.
keep myself motivated, and keep myself goal orientated, because goals are having a goal is the answer to depression. You need to have a reason to get out of bed every day, and I've been through some rough depression, like 2 weeks not getting out of bed to put my kids on the bus and then getting back into bed, sleeping
I,
until 2
I
o'clock.
was going to ask you what happened when those people don't have that motivation and can't find it at all.
Um, you have to find it. You don't have a choice. I am a firm believer though in that even when you have depression and even when you're in those like really low places, that you always got one thing going for you. Okay? You woke up today. You got to find the
Yes.
the parts of every day that are good. If you're
Yeah.
so well into the depression that you can't even find that, then it's time to reach out for help is what it's time to do. You got to reach out to somebody who's going to help you dig the hole with you and get you out. But
But
I
see, the flip side of that is, okay, some people don't don't know how to reach out for help, and they're afraid that when they do reach out for help, no one will really listen.
Well, I think that it's kind of as simple as sending a message or a text, or you know, I know for me, I was in a situation about 2.5 years ago where I was like ready to jump off the Bass River Bridge, like was thinking about it, like really thinking about it. And I like went home and I like kind of like zeroed myself in and was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, why, you got so much talent, so much skill, so many people who love you, so much going,
And
but
there's so many people like you and
yep.
I that have had those same thoughts and those same feelings.
So I
Way too
actually I just messaged a friend and actually I admitted to this person what I did and what I was thinking about.
many.
I decided that if I told at least one person the truth, even if they did nothing with the information, then it
Hmm.
wasn't mine anymore. Wasn't
That's
mine
key.
anymore.
That's key because we hold on to so much and feel responsible for so much that is not even ours that it tears us apart.
Yep. I agree. And it's not easy. I mean, you know what I did is I went and I got like 3 jobs and I worked from sun up to sundown and I got a goal. At the time my life sucked. I was living in a basement. I didn't want to be there. My band had just broken up. My life was crap. My
Hmm.
relationships were crap. I didn't know who my real friends were.
Hmm.
And so I got busy. I got busy creating a
Okay.
life that I actually wanted and deserved, instead of sitting around and feeling sorry for myself. Because at the end of the day, when you are in that zone of depression, when you feel like nobody's going to get you out of it, it's the truth. It's the
It
truth.
is the truth. It is the
That
truth.
that's not Nobody is required to save you.
I, and I'm glad you said that. Not to cut you, I'm glad you said that because a lot of people in that situation feel like, oh, it's everybody else's job to bring me up out of this.
Mm-mm.
At the end of the day, it starts with you and it
Mm-hmm.
ends with you. That's
100%.
a hard fact for a lot of people to swallow, but
Well, that's because depression's lying to you. Your brain's lying to you, okay? And to think for even just 1 second that anyone owes you anything, that's entitlement. So you need to take a step back. take a step back. Okay. What can you do for someone else? When I'm real low, the first thing I do is I start helping other people. Because you know what? If I can't help myself, I might as well help someone else.
Help somebody else.
And you know what it does? Flips it upside down. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that does feel good. You know, they did need me. I am loved. I am wanted. I do have value. I have a purpose. But it took a lot of days of like self wallowing and self pity and selfishness. Depression is selfishness. There's this weird entity to it where you think you're the only one and that you're all alone and it's you. And it's like, flip it, man. Get out of you and go do something for someone else.
Exactly. Do you think lots of people with depression just try to fill a void?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people with depression just are not doing what's best for themselves. A lot of people with depression are making excuses for themselves. You know, like, and I mean it in the most, in the kindest way that I can say it, because I did the same thing. I mean, I've been there, done that. I live every single day with my own problems and addiction and issues. But it's like, you know, all those things you keep telling yourself and all the reasons why you can't get up and do something about it, they're lies. It's a lie. Okay. The world needs action. It doesn't need words. I mean, you can talk until you're blue in the face, but if you can't get up and show us what you're talking about, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count. So to me, depression is something that you have to physically do to get out of. You physically need to get yourself busy, physically need to get yourself active, physically start treating yourself better, mentally, physically. Eat better foods, get up and run, or go to the gym, or find a yoga class, or do something you wouldn't do normally, and do it scared. Do it so scared that when you leave, you're like, oh my God, yes. Today I actually did something valuable for myself. And it makes these little tiny goals build up like confidence and self-worth and all these things nobody else can help you with. No one can help you with self-worth. If you don't see your worth, that's your problem. It's not good.
So how many forms, because there's multiple forms of depression, how many forms of depression have you dealt with in your years?
Man.
And not just yourself, because I want you to speak about, you know, the depression around you also.
I mean, I deal with it every day. I mean, my child. I mean, look at the circumstances of the world right now. It is sad and scary. And developmentally, a lot of children out there don't get it. They don't understand, and they're not gonna understand. Okay, because we don't even understand. So there's a lot of depression attached to.
Tap on that before you go deep into that.
Okay.
I think that's one of the first steps for people who realize, okay, I have a problem or I'm suffering from depression, is to do research and educate yourself.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot of things that you can do for yourself if you feel like chemically you need help. I mean, even if you decide pharmaceuticals are not something that you want to do, I'm huge on CBD. Our family's been taking CBD fluid. It's totally helping us. I mean, we love it. That's the business I went into because it's helping hundreds of people every day. You know, food. Something as simple as your food. People are just
What's just happening?
I don't know. Are you still there? You're paused. Are you still there? Am I talking to myself now? Are you back yet?
I am back. I don't know what the hell that was about.
I don't know. Now you have two screens.
Do I? Wait.
Now you have two screens.
Oh, beautiful. Let's get that up out of here. There
Oh,
we
there you
go.
go.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
That's okay.
I just seen the screen go black, and I was like, "Wait, whoa! I can still hear her, but you don't see anything."
That's okay.
As you were saying, because I can still hear, I just couldn't see.
So basically, chemically, what I was saying was if your body is lacking vitamins and nutrients that it's not getting from the food you're eating, because y'all, some of you eat like shit. I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to say it. Some people are about that dollar store. Some people, I understand. I understand poverty. Okay. I understand being poor. But, you know, a bag of vegetables is just as expensive as, you know, the $20 in snacks that you just got. And I think it's really important to talk about it because, quite honestly, depression can be worsened by the food you're eating and the food you're not eating. Chemically, the fastest way to heal yourself is to treat yourself with kindness. I mean, treat yourself with vitamins and minerals and drink water, and like, so simple. I mean, that's so simple. It's just bare minimum basics, but that's what we're working with. That's how much people pretend like that doesn't exist, but it does.
What about the things people can't control?
What about the things people can't control?
The outside entities, the people that they think that they can confide in and trust, but these people don't understand their illness. So that's another attack.
Yeah. I mean, mental health is one of those things that I've struggled my whole life. Okay. I was a binge eater. Like I said, I was 500 pounds, 18 years old, 500 pounds. I remember what it felt like to not love myself, what it looked like when I didn't take care of myself, and the repercussions that had for the people around me. It wasn't just about me. By then, my parents were, you know, worried about me, and that addiction, okay, because it's addiction. I was and am addicted to food. Okay. I was a binge eater. I ate my emotions. I, you know, didn't get invited to parties. I was bullied. I was made fun of. All I was the girl that could sing. And I didn't have any like value back then because I didn't know my worth yet. And that's okay. That's okay because the person who I was then, I needed those moments and I needed rock bottom and I needed to be, you know, in that room with that doctor who was like, yo, you're a food addict. You know, I needed that moment to be who I am today. It goes together. You can't have one without the other. You want a successful life, you want all the good stuff, well, you better enjoy the bottom.
You have to.
You have to understand why you're there. Okay. You're there for a reason. And you'll keep going back down there if you don't learn the lessons you're supposed to learn when you're there.
I agree. I agree 100%.
It's not a fun place to be. And, you know, no matter what is going on in your life with your health, mental health, your physical health, there's always resources. There's always ways to combat and battle. I work for a company, wellness company, and every single day I hear about pain. I hear about autoimmune disease. I hear about, you know, all these mental health illnesses that we work on controlling together. We work on solutions to making people have better, you know, more fulfilling lives. So it's BS if you sit back and say that nobody can help you or you haven't been able to find a solution.
I think it's BS period to just feel like there's nothing more for yourself. That's just in general. Not, you don't have to be dealing with depression to have that feeling, because a lot of people have that feeling and don't deal with depression. But within that realm, they always come back to that point, like, I'm not good enough, or nobody loves me, or I'll never do better than I have done already. And it's just like you can't be stuck and you will not be stuck. No matter if it's a year, 2 years, 3 years you've been going through, it's a struggle. It's an everyday struggle and a learning process every single day.
Well, that's why I said you need to have a goal. You have to find your purpose. You got to kind
Yeah.
of figure out, and I'm huge on this. If you really feel like there's no reason for you to be alive, then you need to get up and find a reason for you to be alive, which means helping other people. There's so many people all around the world who need somebody who understands what that feels like.
That's their
People,
first reason right there though. You
yep.
woke up. If you didn't have purpose or reason, you wouldn't have woke up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Simple as that.
And it's really easy to fall back asleep. So you got to be careful, okay?
This is
Because I might be awake
true. This
now,
is true.
but who the hell knows what could happen to me in the next year? And I could
I
fall right
know.
back into the same habits and
I
cycle.
know.
Really,
I know.
it's you got to check yourself. You got to check your pride at the door, okay? First of all. Second of all,
Yes.
you got to look at yourself real hard in the mirror and be like, am I really being the best me that I could be? Or am I just half-assing it? Am I making excuses for myself right now? Or do I really feel this way? Okay,
Yes.
because self accountability, that's actually my hashtag this year. You want to get real dorky? You ready for
Please.
this? I have a
Please.
hashtag this year and it's 2021 accountability. Shut up, Jersey. It's a real thing.
Hey, I love it. I support it. I love it. I think
2021 is about accountability,
I think
self
people
accountability. Okay.
need
Do you
to
know what that
hold
is?
themselves accountable. I need to see more of it because I see a lot of people blaming other people for their shit, and it's just like, wait, what? Mm-mm.
It
Did you
is,
look in the mirror
you know what? It
before
is
you
even
came to me?
half of it is about other people. The other half of it is the bullshit story you tell yourself as to why you are where you are. Okay. Period.
The
Period.
constant
You want to get
story.
there? If you are not where you want to be, it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Nobody
Because
else.
one goes to the other. You can't have an incredible, extraordinary, happy life if you're making bullshit excuses and not getting up and doing something about it. Oh, but it's my depression. Okay, well, your depression also told you to cut that shit out, but you're not listening. So
You didn't listen to that
you
side.
ain't listening. Like, there's plenty of, I don't know, there's just plenty of opportunity. And a lot of times, depression, it lies to you. It tells you that there's not opportunity. It tells you that it's never going to get better, that it's not going to change, you know, that it'll get better for a little while and then it'll get hard again. But you want to know what? We're not going anywhere. This is not, there's no destination at the end of this road. The road is the journey. The road is the story. You
And what you
can't get
do,
to the good stuff without really appreciating the bad stuff. You
I
can't
agree.
have one without the other.
I agree. There were so many days where I had those exact moments where it's just like I don't want to do anything. There's nothing for me to do.
Well, doing nothing is easy. That's why.
Exactly.
It's
It's
so
so easy.
so easy. So easy.
You got to be able to get your mind because I think a lot of people with depression, their mind branches off. It's like a tree. Your mind branches off. Boom, boom. I can do this. Oh, I got to worry about this. This is happening. What am I going to do with this? But then in the midst of all that, you forget the base, which is you. You forget the base. You can never forget the base. You posted something I think it was yesterday, and it said you have to just take a day and just sit on the couch and do nothing.
Yes, I did. I scheduled it in. I literally, I'll show you. I literally have a calendar and with all my meetings and all my, you know, launches and my overviews and all my business stuff. And I'm also in school, in the middle of getting a degree for education. And
Mhm.
I scheduled myself in. I was like, Monday night, I'm gonna sit on my ass with my husband and I'm gonna do nothing.
No,
Nothing. I'm gonna shut my phone off and I'm gonna relax Because if you don't fill up your cup, you can't pour from it. That's why it feels so hard to get up and feels so hard to do,
Half your
people look
cup.
at me and they're like, you're so motivated and you have it together and you have this and you have that. And it's like, no, I don't want to get out of bed in the morning either. The difference between me and you is that I just don't listen to myself.
I'm
Stop
gonna make
listening.
this shit happen. I'm gonna make this shit happen. I don't like to feel um down and out. Even if I'm up and about, I may still feel down and out, but I'm up and about making things happen and I'm not focused on that down and out point.
Have you ever heard of
Yeah.
mindfulness training before?
Mm-hmm.
So I did a 12-week class to learn mindfulness so that I can duplicate it for preschoolers, which is
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I did it. But I also did it for myself because uh, anxiety rules the kingdom of depression. Depression is the kingdom, and sitting on the throne is anxiety.
I was gonna get to that.
Anxiety is usually the root of all evil when it comes to depression. The reason why people don't want to get up is because they're too anxious. Something's going to happen. This could happen. That could happen. She could say something. He could say something. I'm not going to do that. Can't go there. And anxiety can be treated. Okay. That is the number one thing that I talk about every single day. My son, ADHD and ODD, we deal with anxiety every single day, all day long. Anxiety, because me too. I mean, anxiety was part of the reason why I ate. I was being bullied by this person, never invited to that party, and nobody really liked me because I was the fat girl, and so I didn't fit in anywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
I was so anxious. I have to go to school. Okay, I'm going to eat.
Okay.
I am in school. I wouldn't eat all day long. Didn't let anybody see me eat. And then I'd go to the Burger King and the McDonald's and then go home and eat dinner with my parents. And they'd be like, how is she gaining 150 pounds in a year? In a year, I gained 150 pounds. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because I was so anxious about the life I hated so much that I was eating myself to death. I was killing myself very slowly with something that I need to survive. In order for me to have control of my eating disorder, I had to admit that I had a problem, just like any other drug out there.
Some people can admit they have a problem and carry on and move forward. But what happens when they finally can admit it, but still can't move forward? It's still the same reoccurring problem.
Then you got to break the cycle. You got to change. It's the change. Okay. There's three things you change: your location, your friends, and your family. 100%. And your family. The shocker right up there. Give them the
Fuck away
shocker.
from me. Fuck away from me.
But it's the dead ass truth. It's
No,
the
that's a
truth,
fact.
okay? I'm telling
That's
you
a
it's the
fact.
truth because I had to do it too. You know what? There are people in your life who are toxic. They're toxic as shit, and you know they are. You're making excuses for your life if you're sitting around and wishing things would change with the same ass people around you. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result.
Okay, we have that type of toxic, but then we have people that are toxic to themselves. What happens then? It's nobody else that's toxic to them. They're toxic themselves. What happens then?
I mean, you ever been at rock bottom? It builds more leaders than the top ever will.
That is a fact.
That's the way
I
it
know
is.
that.
That's life. I am a godly person. I won't apologize for it either because you know what? It doesn't matter what you believe in. Something made us and we're here. So to me, I feel like there's a purpose for each human being on this planet. There's already a story written about them and we're just kind of walking the path. Okay.
Mhm.
So if somebody is so toxic to themselves, I feel like it's a spiritual journey for them. That is something that they have to kind of come to terms within themselves. I am going through this with my dad right now. I don't really want to talk shit about my dad right now, like on video, but I will say that it's really rough when somebody you love so much is the toxic link. It's like the one person that's making everything feel awful and off. But nobody can fix that but them. And it's
Them.
really important to understand that no matter how much it hurts and how much you wish that you could fix that, that's not your responsibility. And you have to give it up to God. It's one of those
So
things. Give it
within
up.
that, within that, are you positioned to have to deal with that? Not just you and your dad, like not that situation, because that situation is harder because y'all are family.
Yeah,
But
but I
in
don't deal
these
with it.
days, in these days, it's easier to get rid of family now.
Yeah.
So, but just in general, is it your position to have to deal with that type of situation or that person? Do you have to, as much as you love them, care for them, want to see them do better, do you have to deal with their problem?
With their problems? No. Their problems are their problems. Your problems are your problems. If your problem is that person's toxic to themselves, but they're not toxic to you, then that's not your problem. You can either love somebody conditionally, unconditionally, or there's, quid pro quo. You kind of have to like decide, like, this person, I love this, like, let's take it with my husband, okay? Mike, I've been with Mike for 17 years, okay?
My
I
goodness.
love him unconditionally. And there's been a lot of reasons and moments where I've been like, oh, I could leave right now, or I could be done with this. But unconditional love, you find reasons to stick it out, okay? You naturally find a reason. But when you're trying to get out, when you're like, nope, this is not working, and it is in your heart, but you're like, oh, I have to stay. I'm trying. I'm like, oh, there will always be quid pro quo. There will always be those things where you're like, all right, A, B, C, D, and E, those are all the reasons why I still don't want to be here with you right now. And it's like, the difference between the two. So
Mm-hmm.
once again, it's that bullshit story inside your head that you're telling yourself, thinking that it's going to change, but it's not. You have to know yourself first, and then you can be in relationships with other people, friendships, family, the whole nine yards. If you don't know you, you have no business trying to know someone else,
No business.
because
No
all you're
business.
doing is bringing your BS onto somebody else. And you want to know what happens is it goes the other way too. Then you meet somebody who does not know what the heck they're doing in their life, and they're a mess, and you take it on. Then it's your mess too. And it's like, if everybody would just handle themselves and maybe just like work on themselves a little more, this world would be a different place. It would be a very different place.
I agree with that 1000%. But a lot of people are so scared to find out what they are really like. They need people around to mask all those insecurities.
I can't relate to that. I can't relate to it because I love myself. And I don't mean it in a toxic way. I don't mean it in like a full of it kind of way. Like, I'm not all that. I'm like 300 pounds and I have a lot of opinion in me. But you know what? I still love myself. I've done a lot of work on me. Every day I wake up, I work on me. And that is enough for me to be like, you know what, Joe? Yes, girl, you've got this. Every day that I'm accountable to my goals and I'm accountable to my family and my finances. And every day I wake up and I try. The depression never went away. My anxieties never went away. My eating addiction and my food problems, those don't go away. It never goes away.
They
But
don't.
you have to love yourself for exactly who you are. And if you are not there yet, then you need to give yourself reasons to love yourself. Give yourself reasons to be proud of yourself. Set small, little obtainable goals that will help you walk up the ladder to self worth and self confidence and self worthiness. You are just as capable of an extraordinary life as I am. I am no different than you. The only
Drop.
difference is I'm doing the work. I'm done listening to my bullshit. I'm done with that life.
And see, that's the thing. People love their bullshit.
Oh yeah.
because they're content with, I've been doing this for so long, so what the
You ever
fuck?
seen like The Masked Singer?
Yes.
That's depression. That's
Mhm.
depression. That's what it looks like. It's somebody in somebody else's body, and you're like, you going through the motions, but it's not you.
It's not you.
It's not you. And it kind of what it takes, the most effort that it takes is you versus you. Get yourself a notebook, get to know yourself, write it down.
It's tough for people. Like, I get it because I've suffered from depression since I was 10. So I get it. But I also know that I'm a mood type of person. So I vibe off of energy and moods. And I know if I'm in a certain mood, that's just going to reflect off of the crowd I'm around, and the mood is going to be dim because I'm not going to be there. So I don't ever want other people to feel what I feel on a daily basis. So I know for myself, I gotta get up, today is a good fucking day. I don't care what's going on. I done lost this
Yep.
amount of money. This is happening over here. I don't care. Today is a good fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the start of it.
I
Whatever
mean,
happens after that, you just have to take it in stride.
well, we're entertainers. You have to remember this about us, okay? I was born to be on stage. I was born with a talent and a voice to do what? Nothing? You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden you realize like those little things about you, those quirks, those little things that they become talent.
Hmm.
From something as simple as helping someone else. I mean, you could find out so many things about yourself by getting up and doing something for someone else. And in turn, excuse me, you find a purpose and a reason. For me, music has always been my out. Depressed, anxious, hate my life, screw all these people. Let's write a song about it. Why? Because I'm going to sing it on stage and they're going to know it's about them.
They're
That was
gonna
my goal. That was my
know.
goal in life. And I have accomplished that goal. I have a
we
14-track album right now, and
we like one of the
everyone knows
same
who
with
those
that.
songs are about.
We like one of the same with that because I grew up in a household where I couldn't really like express my emotions because it was a tough love household. So music was my outlet to speak my mind, to let
Mhm.
people know what was going on, like who I am. And
Music was
they
all I
knew.
had. I didn't have friends. I had music.
Facts.
I didn't have parties. I had my guitar. I didn't have girlfriends who I could count on. I had a pen and a piece of paper. I always could depend on a pen and a piece of paper. I could always depend on a song coming out of my soul. But you want to know what? I never would have gotten there if I wasn't at rock bottom and had nothing else but. Some people need that rock bottom. Some people need to understand that where you are right now, you're there for a reason. You're
I,
there
I,
for a reason.
I love that word, though. We got to keep using that word, accountability,
Oh, yeah, it's my hashtag.
because they need to take full responsibility for themselves and the actions, because a lot of, and I used to be this person. I used to be this person, so I know how it goes. um I know it's my fault. I know it's my fault, but I'm gonna put this on you no matter the cost, just because in my mind it's just but you don't understand that because you don't suffer from what I suffer from. Not you, just a
In
person that
general.
doesn't suffer from depression.
But I think that that's something that we need to do less of. We need to look around and realize that everyone actually is depressed and that everyone actually does suffer from anxiety and that everyone is actually hiding it. Because if you really look at the grand scheme of human beings on this earth, no one's really happy.
That's deep.
I mean, and nobody is really 100% always got it together. No one's
Oh,
perfect.
of
Nobody's
course.
family has it together. People fight. People are breaking hearts left and right. Like, no, people deal with addiction and
Yes.
zero resources and no money. Everyone is imperfect and sad.
This is
And if you put yourself, really honestly, if you just kind of look at yourself among society that way,
mhm.
if everybody threw their shit in a pile, you'd probably go back in and grab yours out.
I'm sure of the, and this is I try to tell even the kids this all the time. Like they may complain about something, and it's just like, "Wait, you little spoiled little crap,
Yeah.
smack the fucking face. Don't you know there's some kids out there that don't have none of this,
Mm-hmm.
never had anything? You better appreciate every little thing you have. I don't care if it's a shoelace. You better appreciate that. See, there's some kid around here walking around with no shoes on.
Well, see, that's where we do our kids a disservice. Every once in a while, I'm kind of not a nice mom. I'm a mean mom. But our kids don't need everything, you guys.
This is
Our
a
kids
fact.
actually need less. They need
Fact.
to earn more and
Fact.
get less for doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like if they're not doing something, then don't give them something. These people that give their kids chores for like money for taking out the trash. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm 36 years old. I do not get money for taking out the trash. I
No.
wish I did, but
You made the majority of this fucking trash, so
yeah.
you better go ahead and handle that. What are you
But
talking about?
what are we doing? We're doing a disservice to our children. Then they're going to grow up and be entitled adults who think that life is supposed to be handed to them and it's supposed to be happy all the time. And then you know what happens is those adults turn around and they say, "I'm depressed." And it's like, "Really?
Really?
Really? Maybe
Why?
somebody should have put you to work when you were a kid so that you'd understand to be thankful for the things that you have."
Big facts. Big facts. And we have a lot of entitlement in these past generations.
We really do. And even above us. I mean, come on. The baby boomer generation, it, it started
Crazy.
with them. Come on.
Crazy.
It did. It really did. I mean, we're like, I'd say that we're the second generation of entitlement.
We are.
We
We
are.
are. We are.
We really are. Because I think like hardworking individuals, like it really ended with the 50s and the 60s, like where people went to work for their families and they, took pride in, having a home and a wife and kids. And it's like, there's no pride there anymore. And maybe there is. I mean, I know I'm proud of my family. I've been
There
married
is.
for 10 years. I got 2 kids. I work hard, but it's a different type of
Drowned out by social media though. So it's what they put out there to the people in the perception, but it's out there. It happens.
right. I just think that it's fake. It's fake. If you're looking on your phone and you see something better than you, it's fake. It's not real. Like the reality of the situation is look around you. Everyone suffers.
I
Everyone bleeds, everyone's upset, everyone cries, everyone has pain. Everyone around you feels the way you feel. Some people just handle it different. Like most people don't know, well, I talk a lot online, so I guess a lot of people know that I am one of those people. But like if you didn't know me, or follow me, then you'd be like, "Oh, she's got it together. Like she's super smart. She's got this, she's got that going for her." And it's like, "No, I work my ass off for what I have, and I work my ass off to keep it.
to keep it
To
exactly.
keep it. Like getting it is one thing. Try to
There's
keep it
more to
after
go.
that."
Yeah, there's way more to go once you get
Yeah.
to that point.
That's why I really emphasize the fact that we're not going somewhere. Like there's no end place that you're gonna go. Okay, it's about the it's about the road. Okay, this road is not paved. It's a back road. It's got potholes. It's got rocks in the way. Trees
Next,
bending over.
all
It's not.
types of shit on this road.
Like with this is a journey. Life is a what is it? Life is a journey, not a destination. Aerosmith. Steven
Look at
Tyler.
you
I like him.
with the quotes and shit. Ah,
Yeah.
it's my shit.
Gonna get a
Yeah, I
sample for
listen to
that.
Aerosmith. God damn it, I listen to everything.
Same.
Yeah.
Duh.
I just feel, again, it starts with self. Get out of that slump of poor me, nobody
Just
loves
it's
me.
accountability. Hold yourself accountable. Tell yourself no. Tell yourself cut the shit. Tell yourself what's up. Nobody else is gonna effectively
Nobody
like
else
you
is.
can.
Facts.
Like
And
when you
remember,
look in
those
the mirror,
people. Go ahead. Go ahead.
when you look at this is one of my things that I do with my girls when I'm training business partners, okay? I say, get yourself a mirror, stand in front of it and look. Just look at yourself. Look at yourself. If the first thing you think about is how unkept you are, then you don't know yourself. You're looking at the materialistic things that make you who you are. But if you look at yourself and you're like, I'm a badass, I'm amazing, I'm worthy, I'm beautiful, I can do this, I deserve a good life. If you can find things in yourself when you look in the mirror that has nothing to do with the way you look, then you know who you are inside, and
Facts.
it's okay to make a goal or help other people and to do other things. Until you can look at yourself in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself that's positive, uplifting, and accountable, you don't have any business doing anything other
Yeah.
than getting to know who you are and why you do the things that you do. And if you know why you do the things that you do and you ignore it, accountability, 100%. I really mean it when I say accountability, because what I did this year, December 26th, I woke up and I was like, I'm done doing this. I was living a cycle of alcohol like 4 or 5 times a week. I was drunk. Like, just why not? Nothing to do during quarantine. We drank the whole quarantine. I was just like unhealthy, the biggest I've been in a long time. I was not doing good up here. This was not working the right way. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done, because I looked at myself in the mirror and I was disgusted. And I'm like, okay, we got work to do, because my motto is, when I look in the mirror, I say my affirmations. And affirmations are like, I am kind, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am enough, I can do this, I will do this, I am capable of extraordinary things.
Yeah,
Every once in a
affirmations
while,
are
you'll see
important.
I post them. I post them all
No,
the
I do.
time, because when you
Mhm.
read them, your brain is working. Your brain can hear you. Your brain, your soul can hear you talking to yourself. Some people don't even have an inner monologue. So it's really important to read and to, say those things out loud. And when you can't say it, when you look in the mirror and you're like, I can't say it, then you have to find your self accountability, and it comes from creating goals for yourself. So the first thing I said, I was like, all right, I'm going to be sober. I don't know how long. There's not really, I don't feel like I'm an alcoholic or I have a problem. I'm just going to do
I
it.
don't know how long.
I have no
I
idea.
love it.
I just
I love
decided to
it.
do it because I needed to be accountable to myself.
Facts.
Had nothing to do with nobody else, had nothing to do with my liver, had nothing to do with
Nothing.
nothing. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to drink. I'm going to say no. This is something
So
I can control.
let me ask you this: Do people with depression need other people not to feel depressed?
Either that or they need some type of a substance. Depressed people don't want to feel pain anymore.
I'm glad you said that.
Pain comes in so many forms. I mean, it's physical, it's mental, it's deep inside of you that it's hard to even touch. It's hard to,
Exactly.
sometimes no matter what people say, it doesn't even affect it. You still are like,
Mhm.
yep, still hurts. Still hate my life. Like,
It's there. Eh,
it's there. I have it every day. I mean, I have serious problems with myself, really big ones that bother me and bug me. I mean, it affects my relationships. It affects, I would rather have no friends than fake friends.
I'm glad you said that. It affects your relationships because A lot of people suffer from depression because of past abuse, and it affects their now adult relationships on a
Well,
day-to-day basis.
it's what have you ever there's like a saying out there, and it's like, make sure you heal yourself before you cut other people
Or
with
you cut
your
other people.
pain.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is real. That's actually something that I think that's has a lot to do with why I keep busy and why I do what I do and why I try to help other people, because I cut a lot of people with my pain for a long time. And I owed a lot of people
You and me also.
like a lot of apologies. But you know what? I don't look back regretful. A part of this whole thing is being able to look at those moments that we were that low and we were toxic to other people, and
Yeah,
realize that we had to go through them to know where we're going,
yeah.
and to appreciate those moments. Because imagine if you didn't recognize that. You know, imagine if you look back on those moments and you were like, yeah, she deserved it. Or like,
Exactly.
yeah, that guy deserved it. It's like, no, she didn't. And you know what? I was in a really bad place, and I really was having a hard time. It's kind of freeing to be honest with yourself.
I listen. That's the most free I felt in a long time. I had that realization years ago, looking in the mirror myself. Like I would not leave the bathroom until like I cried and everything like a little bitch.
Crying
But
does not make you a bitch. Crying
that
is
day,
actually very strong.
it's therapeutic. It's very therapeutic.
It actually mentally, it if you can cry as a man or a woman, it's actually stronger than keeping it inside. A lot of people don't know that, but you have to have strength to allow yourself to feel things, just as much strength as keeping it inside.
Yes, yes.
It's really important to be that strong too. It's important to cry and to let yourself feel things, because you won't get stronger by thinking that, strength is within not letting emotions out. It's actually the opposite.
It's okay to cry, man.
It's okay to cry.
Cry. You're not
Actually,
you're not
sometimes it's super
you're
hot.
not less of a man if you fucking cry. Cry, my nigga. You might not go out there and kill a nigga tonight or something if you cry.
Yeah, you
Cry.
can cry. And you know what else? Get a notebook, okay? Go to the store, buy yourself a bomb ass notebook that you love, a pen that like writes like no other, and sit down and be like, all right, today's the day I decided to start writing in this notebook. The reason why I started writing this notebook is because let it flow.
Let it flow.
Get to know yourself. Get to know why. Why are you acting and reacting that way? Because no one can control your actions or reactions but you. So your reactions get you where you are. Your actions or lack of actions get you where you're either going or not going.
Not
And it's
going.
like only you can control them.
Exactly.
Reactions is actually my problem. I'm a reactive person. I have no problem acting. I can get up and go and go and go and go. It's when something happens to me, my reaction, I can go ghetto real fast, Jersey. You know this about me. I can get ghetto.
I know.
You know this about me. I've been there. I can get kind of cray. I can. And it's okay though, because it's something I work on every day. And how am I reacting to this right now? I got to reel it in a little bit. You got to kind of reel
Listen,
it in.
I'm a real calm, cool, and collected person these days. When I first moved out here, the first week I done smacked up two motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I,
it is
zit,
Cape Cod.
zit, yeah, and don't be dealing with the bullshit. But you had to learn, like, people are gonna be people, but you still have to control yourself.
Yes. That, I got to be honest, I think that is another part of self accountability. You have to call yourself out on your shit. And if you're going to sit around and think that your shit don't stink, then you'll never get better. What's the point of being perfect?
I don't see any fun in it.
It's not real.
I don't see it.
that's a perception. You kind of have to look at life from a different perspective. Perspective is key to everything. If it doesn't look right, go at a different angle. Switch it up. Think about it differently and be like, maybe I will react differently if I think of it this way instead. You know, I think about that all the time with my friends. Like, oh, they don't call me, they don't this, they don't that. And it's like, well, maybe they're like me and they're busy and they just don't fucking have time for me right now. Sometimes I gotta be like, you know what? It's not all about Joe.
About exactly.
It's not all about me.
Exactly.
That's why I say the fastest way you can feel better about yourself is to go out there and do something for somebody else. I really stand by that. If somebody was like, what would be your number one cure for depression? I'd say get up and go look for people who have it worse than you. Because you need a reality check.
It'll make you reflect on a whole lot.
Yeah, because everybody puts their, you know, like go to a homeless shelter or go to a preschool, a substitute teach. Watch all these children who are struggling in trauma. Their parents are beating the shit out of them every night. You know, go into a courtroom for the day. Sit in a courtroom for the day in the back and just listen. Just listen.
You get to get up and walk out of there at the end of the day. Some of them just...
I really think that if everybody put their problems in a pile, you would look at yours and be like, I think I'll take it back. I think that I can handle this. I have this. This is my shit. I can do this. And people don't give themselves enough credit.
They don't.
And self-confidence is built through setting goals for yourself and then going out there and getting it, grinding for it. Okay. I love the grind. That's my favorite part. When I stopped being, you know, a food addict, I became a grind addict. I love it.
I know.
Love the hustle.
All over the place.
I can't.
Which is good. It keeps you occupied. It keeps your brain from sitting stagnant. Because if your brain's stagnant, you are a lost cause.
Yeah, and you know what? Even in the moments that I am by myself alone with my own thoughts, they're so much healthier when I'm doing good for myself and when I'm proud of myself and when I'm doing stuff that I know is just getting me closer to the me that I want to be. Every day I wake up trying to be that Joe that I know I am. And I would be doing myself a disservice if I let evil in and I let it consume me and my decision-making processes. And I got 2 kids that are watching me and looking up to me, and that I owe everything that I do to that because it gave me a purpose. You know, a lot of people think that they have nothing, but they got kids sitting in the other room. It's like, step up.
How could you ever feel like you have nothing
when you got kids?
Yeah, there's so much.
There are people out there who really just don't. They don't see their children as like beacons of hope or the reason to get up. But I get it because I mean, I've been in that situation. Like I said, put the kids on the bus, get back in bed and sleep all day long. Then go get the kids from school, you know, make dinner and pretend until it's bedtime. And I've been there. I've done that. It wasn't my proudest moments, but you know what? Some of the most incredible recovery in my life has come from those moments where I've been able to look back and be like, I needed that, actually. I know it was bad and I shouldn't have done it, but maybe that's what I needed. That was what was put in my path so that I can look back and be like, well, that was me being reborn. Exactly. That was me in the ashes and like little Phoenix Joe.
You see the flames?
That's me. Call me Jean Grey.
Man, this is a very sensitive subject because we have so many different levels of how depression has affected our society.
I think that it can be positive though. I maybe I'm Pollyanna. That's okay. I'll take it all day long.
That's
But
cool.
I think that more people need to be uplifted by people who know what it's like to be down low. Those
Yeah.
people, if you are somebody who's listening to this and you're so suffering from depression so bad that you have a hard time getting out of bed every single day, you know what you can give back? Experience, a story, a testimony.
Because
Seriously.
somebody has it worse.
Not only that, but they need you. You need to speak up. Yo, man, I've been there. I know exactly how that feels. Let's talk it out together. You know, like I think that there's great power in in our pain. There's so much power in our moments of weakness and the things that we can't control, you know? And depression, it's a chemical thing. I mean, depression, like I said, eat better, drink your water, take care of your body, okay? That's the first step to feeling better. The second step to feeling better is dealing with the stuff that's going on in your head. If you need to get it out, get it out. Find a therapist, go to a hospital, find a friend that you can just unload on. Shit, you can call me.
Come
Find
to my
me,
inner
get in my
thoughts.
DMs.
Come to
Seriously.
my inner thoughts and let's talk about it. This is one
Exactly.
of the reasons I created this because I mean I have a bunch of thoughts that run through my head because I suffer from depression. So I'm a thinker. I'm a thinker.
You
I'm a
need to get back
writer.
to music. It's what you need
I,
to be.
everybody says this.
Well, I mean, it's your
Everybody says
thing.
this.
Just like I need to get back to music. It's the same thing.
I
It's
know.
riding a
I know.
bicycle, Jersey. It
It
comes right
is.
back.
It is. I mean, I still write, but I just the thrill of actually going out to doing the music is like
Well, first of all, the music scene is dead, so there's one reason why. And I'm not doing it, so it's
yeah,
definitely not that cool
yeah,
anymore.
I know. Yeah, with this shit.
No,
But
really, but you know what? I really Mike and I were talking about this actually the other day. Um, just kind of getting in the studio or like making your own studio and kind of just like having your own relationship with music again so that it ain't about anyone else, you know, like sometimes it's not about who's hearing it, sometimes it's about just getting it out. And
see, my music for years now has just been about me. When I first started, it was about everybody else and everybody hearing it and everybody. Nah, I was done with that years ago.
well, you want to know why? I have played in front of thousands of people, you know this about me,
Mhm.
thousands and thousands of people, but there is absolutely no opinion of me that is greater than the opinion of myself. The reason why you felt unfulfilled when you
Yeah,
were doing music is because it's not other people's opinions that were driving you, it's your opinion of yourself.
that's
We
a fact.
hit a wall as a musician.
Hmm.
We hit that wall because we need to work on ourselves.
And that's a fact. And
That's a
that's
fact.
why I stepped away from music because I'm like, I can't fully commit to something when I don't really know who I am myself right now.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
that doesn't mean that you can't find yourself in music.
this is true. And this is weird as fuck because I did find my personality and my character in music, but at the same time, I lost myself within music. But I allowed myself to get lost, so it
Well, I
was no
think you didn't
direction.
lose yourself in music. You lost yourself in people. In you lost yourself looking for gratification from people who listen to music. I did the same thing actually. I moved so far away from the reason why I did music. And like to the point where I was like getting on stage and going through the motions and, you know, making money and whatever, and it became a chore, a job, a instead of something that I absolutely loved to do.
Exactly.
And you can have both. I mean, you can do it as a job and still love what you're doing. But for me anyways, my it was my relationship with my father. It was sucking the life out of me, and when he ended everything, I felt like a child, like he took something away from me and punished me. And it was hard for me to kind of like love music anymore. It was almost like he took something away that wasn't even his to take away. And it felt like that. And it still sometimes feels like that. But a little insider information is that I am getting the band back together. We are in the process of trying to get Joe and Co back and going, and we're just going to keep moving on with the project, and I'm really excited about it.
Say
And
that. I love live band situation. Don't say that.
you know me, I want it all. I'm one of those people that I know what I deserve. And though I know it's going to take a lot of work to get there, I'm not afraid of hard work.
Not at all.
I'm not afraid of the hard work that comes with this. It's that inner stuff that's going to happen when I'm on stage and my dad's not there.
Especially that first go round. It's going to be different. It's going to be different.
I gigged out last summer with a couple of guys and we had a really great time, but it wasn't Joe and Co, you know? So it's like.
Exactly.
Definitely. I mean, hey, we all got stuff. I have stuff too. And as happy and as positive as I am, there is also a side to me that works very hard to be that, to keep myself accountable.
It's a battle within yourself every single day. Every single day.
It's me versus me.
Yeah.
It's not me versus you, me versus that person. No. Me versus me. That's where that accountability comes in. So if you have it so bad and you really feel like you're a victim of your circumstances, you have the power to change your life by holding yourself accountable to what you want and what you deserve.
Tell him again. God damn it. Tell him again.
You have the power. You really do. And, you know, you do yourself a disservice every single day that you make excuses, because doing nothing is so easy and doing something is hard. And hard work is often, you know, all those opportunities out there for you are always going to be disguised as hard work. Things that you have to do scared, things that you have to do with your anxiety and with your depression, with knowing that you're not 100%. You got to kind of go all in anyway.
Them things outside of your comfort level.
I say it all the time. I say, you know what? We're going to do it, and we're going to do it scared. The reason why we're going to do it scared is because nobody has ever grown from comfort zones. You grow from all the times that you've stepped out of your comfort zone.
I see that happen in relationships on a daily basis. The depressed person always runs back to the same situation because that's the comfort zone.
Well, yeah, because it's easy. Changing is hard. Changing is hard. Changing requires you to look at yourself and be like, hey, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's people are addicting too, you know.
Facts.
People, you can have an addiction to a person who's bad for you. I really do feel that people are an addiction. There are certain people out there that your soul's addicted to because they fulfill the toxic stuff that you have inside of you. I kind of like to think of it as like the devil talking to you, when all of a sudden you realize like why is this person? Yeah, for real. I mean, hey.
I'm glad you touched on that. That's deep. And it's sad.
And you want to know what else? You want to know what the real sad part about it is, though? Is that you know when you're doing it. A lot of people are like, oh, I love him. And it's like, girl, come on. No, you don't. No, you don't. You love the idea of the person that you think that he can be. But why are you not seeing people for who they are? I think action speaks louder than words always. That's why I am the person that I am. Because you want to know what? I'm not going to just speak about it. I'm not going to speak on it unless I'm about it. I walk the walk. I will talk the talk, even though I'm not very good at the talking part. But like, I will show you that I'm worthy of good and great things because I'm doing the work to get there. People who say that they want this, they want that, but there's no action behind it.
No action at all.
You gotta stay away from those people. They're still people, still broke, still tired, still depressed, still making excuses. I call them the still people.
oh, I can't do this because of this.
This is a no excuse zone over here. So those types of people to me are just BS. I just kind of am like, oh, okay. I'll throw you back there.
I
Obviously.
done, I done been at rock bottom and had the dirt pretty much put on top of me. Like,
Oh,
but
me
it took
too.
for me to want to do and want to have more out of my situations. Nobody else.
Well, I mean, you know
Everything.
yin and yang, right? I mean,
Even having people talk to me and give me motive. It took for me to want to do it.
right. Well, because it's your life. Nobody is responsible for anything in your life except for you.
Exactly.
And if you think that somebody owes you something, you're dead wrong. Entitlement
But
is
they're
a
entitled. Yes, they're entitled. They feel entitled. Like, oh, you said you was gonna be here. You said you was gonna do this. You said you was gonna help me. And okay, at a certain point, you have to help yourself. I can't hold your hand and take you to the promised land because this never ends for you. Depression, anxiety, it never ends. I
well,
don't
and
know
if
one
somebody's not helping
person
themselves, then nothing you do is going to fix it
is
anyways.
gonna fix it. Exactly. It's
You I mean, that's again, I'm going to bring up my family situation. That's how I felt for years. I didn't talk to my sister for a year and a half. It took a long time to heal some of the stuff that was going on inside of my circle. And the only reason why I was even able to get to where I am today is because I'm so secure with myself that I can drop out in a second, pain free. Because I did the work on me while I was gone. Had nothing to do with them. But you want to know
it's
what?
harder. It's harder
Step
for
on
some
me
people.
and I come back stronger. So I don't recommend that with Joe.
It's harder for some people though.
I know, I know. And I've been there. I know what it feels like. I really, really do know what it feels like. But like I said, you're not going somewhere. We're not all getting on a train and going to somewhere. Okay. It's about the journey. And it's not supposed to be perfect. You have to have the yin and yang. Okay. Yin, it's the sadness and the bad inside of the happy. And the yang is the happy inside the bad and the sadness. You can't have one without the other. You can't have the sun without the moon. You can't have the earth spinning without, like you have to have both of those things. It's the people who think that they can just be happy. That's depression is lying to you. If you think that like somebody out there has it perfect, they don't. Did you see the Britney Spears documentary yet?
Unfortunately.
I went there. Don't be mad at
Unfortunately.
me. It's good. It's about this subject.
Okay, it's
Mike's
Britney,
laughing at
bitch.
me. He's like, I didn't watch it actually, but I did watch like a Cliff Notes thing of it. Mike is giving me a hard time. He's like, "Are you fucking serious right now, Britney Spears?" But for real, she has lived her whole life in a bubble,
Yes.
faking it for the show. Okay, and the people around her knew what was going on
Oh, the entire time.
the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
And think for just 1 second, somebody with so much money, fame, fortune, and she's just
Lost.
and sad and depressed and wanted to kill herself. You know what I mean? Like, and look what people did to her because she was great. This is the thing about great people, okay? You're the first one to get stepped on. Great
Oh,
people, the reason why people step on you is because they want to be just as high as you are. They're like,
right.
oh my God, she's up there. And the first thing that they want to do is bring you down to their level. If you know where you are, if you know what level you're on, then you know that there's a lot of people below you. That's why I always talk about helping people up. Let's help people up here because I'm up here. Okay. People are always going to try to get me lower. And you want to know what's going to happen? I float. I float because I already did that work. I did the work. People
No,
have
I'm
to
with the
do the
tape.
work. You have to
No, I'm
do
with
the
the
work.
tape. Yeah.
Super important to do the work. You can't
That's
get there without it.
that's what I say. Like, no amount of money can buy you happiness. It won't cure your depression. Like, and she's a prime example. She got bread and miserable because she suffers from depression. And the people around her fed into it and just threw
Oh,
added
they did more than
fuel
that.
at
They
her.
marketed it. They set her up for failure and then made money off of it.
Facts.
Imagine for 1 second being so lost in your world that and and people are making money off of it. People are setting you up for tabloids and setting you up to be tomorrow's headline so that you make money. It's just mind-blowing. Like, my brain hurts for her. Put all of our problems in a pile.
Mm-hmm.
You will pick yours every single time.
And let me get that. Let me get that back.
Yeah. I'll take mine. Thank you very much.
See y'all
But
later.
you know what? Most of us have already done a lot of work to be where we are, right? Like, I feel like anybody who's watching this, you've done work. You're here for a reason. There's a reason why this topic is resounding with you, and there's a reason why you're listening. So, if you're already come this far, why go backwards any farther? Like, really get to know who you are, really figure out what makes you inspired, and then focus on that. You got to focus on what inspires you, because this world is full of so many bad things, and it's always going to be. That's never going to end. But it's
Ever.
also filled with beautiful things as well. Things that can really pull you out of the place that you're in and
Beautiful
inspire
things,
you to do
beautiful
better.
people. Beautiful
Yeah,
things,
not even just
beautiful
people. I
people.
mean, experiences and places. And, you know, sometimes I am known to just go to the beach and I just sit in my car and I just watch the waves. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's grounding. It's a moment with me and me and me. And it's like I don't have to, nobody is counting on me. Nobody, I'm not responsible for anything. It's just a moment of me and the waves. And I do it all the time because it's super important to remember that there's beautiful things out there that are here around you all the time, and you're forgetting about them because you're so wrapped up in your own dysfunction and your own chemical imbalance.
You ain't never lied, ever lied. That chemical imbalance is a motherfucker.
It really is. I highly recommend CBD fluid. I'm just a shameless plug right now. I am selling it. I'm doing it.
Hope
It's not an
you,
oil.
brother.
It's really great. It's working great for my anxiety and my depression, and it's helping with my eating disorder. It's helping Mason, and Mike loves it for pain. Like, it just do something. Don't just sit there. If doing something means getting up and getting yourself a dollar store notebook and a pen, that's enough. That's enough. You did good. You did well. There's nothing too small or too great that you can do to make yourself a better person. Sitting still is the worst thing you can do.
Worst thing.
Like, stop sitting in your own self misery.
There's nothing I can do to, but then you have those who before we end this topic, um because I know a lot of people, and this is the statistics on this is crazy. Mothers, after having children,
Oh yeah, like
start suffering
postpartum.
from depression. Yes, the postpartum depression situation.
So I'm in school right now to be a preschool teacher. I want to be able to open my own center. And a part of the things that I'm learning right now in school, it includes like attachment disorders in small children. And like 80% of attachment, or in this case, detachment disorders, come from babies who had mothers who had postpartum depression that weren't undiagnosed. And what happens is the child can't bond with the mother the right way. And mom is just kind of left in her own brain and kind of going through the motions, a lot of times faking it until they feel better. And um, it is detrimental to that child's upbringing. And that, as even as an infant, which everybody's like, oh, children are so resilient. Yes, but you know what, they take trauma, and it moves with them through life. And developmentally, it's so important as a mom to recognize that you're sad and that you're depressed and that you need help. And a lot of times pediatricians are the ones to pick up on it first. Pediatricians are the ones that are like, okay, how's baby sleeping? How are you sleeping? They'll ask key terms and key questions to really kind of draw that out of you to make sure that you're doing okay. Don't lie. Don't lie. Be honest. Be honest, because they have the best resources for postpartum. And I had really bad baby blues with Mela. I was actually really mad about it because I was breastfeeding her, and I didn't get to breastfeed Mason because he didn't latch and like whole 9 yards. And I didn't have too bad of baby blues with him, but I had had a miscarriage before him. And I was 14 weeks, and it was a really bad, messy miscarriage. And it was really traumatic for me. I had went through a lot of therapy and a lot of bottles of tequila trying to get over that. I'll just put it out there. That was a lot for me. But after, when I got pregnant with Mela, she was, planned by Mike, not so much by me. Mike thought it was funny. He was like, happy birthday, you're pregnant. And I was like, oh, cool.
Good job, buddy.
Asshole. You really did. I'm not even lying.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, he was like, oh, it's going to be a girl, by the way. I'm like, yeah, okay. It really was a girl. So out comes Mela, and she breastfed perfectly, and I didn't have any problems with her, and I was doing great. And then every time that I would go to breastfeed her, I would just start crying for no reason. And then I started having these weird shaking things, and I brought it up to the doctor at her 6-week appointment, and he said, that's postpartum depression. He said, you're let down, which is the letdown in your chest that allows the baby to nurse. Ended up, go away. Okay, bye. My child. The letdown creates a boost of hormones that can cause depression in some women. And that's exactly what it was doing for me. And even though I really wanted to continue nursing her, it just wasn't in my best interest mentally to do so. And so I started pumping. And then by like 3 months, I was done. I was like, whatever, just give her goddamn formula.
For real.
At that point, I was just like, screw it. I don't even care. I really think that what I kept telling myself over and over again was, I tried. I did a great job. And I felt really bad because she loved breastfeeding. Like, she was just the most snuggly little baby. And I felt like I was being a bad mom because I couldn't do that for her. Yeah. But you know what? It was just my hormones talking. And in the end, she was healthy and happy. She hasn't shut up since she was 4 months old. So really, honestly, woo, go team.
I know, right? Did a great job, Mom.
She really never shuts up.
I'm so glad I had you here to tackle the rest of this, because I'm sure the people that miss this, when they do watch this, they're going to be upset that they missed it the first time around. Because coming from a person of your stature and experience level, it would almost feel like you was a professor in college teaching these courses. I was taking it in. I was sponge. Let me,
personal experience personal experience teaches more than any other thing in the entire world.
Any other thing, I don't care what a textbook
Yeah.
can tell you.
You got to go through it. And, there's no magic button. You can't push something and your life is magically better. You got to go through it. And you want to know what happens is that you'll end up on the other side and you'll be smarter and you're going to be stronger and you're going to be able to help somebody who once was in your position. You'll be able to turn around and duplicate what you were able to do to help yourself get out of the rut. For me, it was to get busy, be accountable, and tell yourself no. No, Joanna, stop. Stop the bullshit. Stop. Because the only person you're hurting is yourself. And somebody's got to tell you what's up. It's your job to tell yourself what's up. And I thank you for having me as well, because this subject is very near and dear to my heart. I've felt it in 100 different ways. I have helped others through it in 100 different ways. I worked in the beauty industry for a really long time. Building confidence and self-worth is a skill set. You have to understand that sometimes you need a little help to get there, or, to break it down, and somebody to cheer you on or stay accountable to. That's why we go to the gym and get a trainer. That's why you go to a nutritionist or you go see a doctor. There's people out there that will help you stay accountable, but you'll never get there if you don't ask for help. And if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Do it scared and do it with pride, because there's no satisfaction from you won't get any satisfaction from being still. Don't be a still person. Don't be still sitting there, still broke, still sad, still complaining, still not doing nothing about it. People look down on people like that, and that's what that feeling is.
Same fucking problems.
Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. I know you have that problem. You've had that problem. What are you doing to fix it? That's what I want to hear. Tell me about what you're doing. I want to know more. And if you're somebody who's not depressed, but you know somebody who is, challenge them. Challenge the shit out of them.
I like that. Yeah.
Challenge them. Be the change that you wish to see in the world by being somebody who contributes to that, and help them get up. Give them a reason to get up. You know what? I need you to do this, and at this time. I understand if you can't do it, but you know what? I feel like maybe you should. Maybe it would be good for you.
Selfish, though. We're dealing in times where people are so selfish.
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't have time. So,
listen, people make time for the things that they want to do.
I say this all the time. I know this personally. I know this.
I mean, hey, you got me here.
I had to chase a couple people down. Like, no, let me stop. I just know, people have their own lives and shit happens. So
gotta find the silver lining. And I know it's a taboo phrase, and I know it sounds easy, because it's not easy, but nobody can do it but you. And a lot of people are around as a resource to help lift you up, but unless you're willing to put all the weight back on your feet and to stand up, you let us know when you're ready, because when you're ready, there's people out there that'll help you.
I'll help you. Exactly.
You got to get yourself to the place where you're ready, and it's okay to be down. It's okay to be down. Just don't stay there.
Yes. Don't stay there. You allow for other things to pile on, and people will step on you while you're down there.
Mm-hmm. People want to see you down. Makes them feel like they're up higher.
I know. I never will understand that. I never will understand that.
Well, it's because some people don't want to do the work. So the only way that they feel like they're up high is when they're stepping on other people, because they're not doing work either.
Like, well,
they're just people who are not depressed that are assholes. I mean, come on.
Oh, let me step. Oh, this is a much more.
Yeah. If you gotta step on other people to get yourself where you're going, then you're gonna fall every time.
It just shows a lot of character in people. Also,
I think the strongest people are the people that have nothing to give, yet they give everything. Like people who are at their lowest moments and they still somehow grind it out to help someone else. That, I mean, that, you know, when I was at my lowest moment depressed, I was waitressing and bartending. And for some reason, I loved serving others, something so silly, you know, like bartending. But I loved it because I was able to serve other people and make people happy and listen to people's problems and
Things.
make their night out fun, or you know, like find the joy in the moments. There are moments and you have to let yourself feel them and stop being so consumed by your problems that you don't recognize when the good stuff is there, because sometimes depression is blinding and you don't realize that if you just opened your eyes a little bit wider, right around the corner, past the depression, there's good stuff there.
That's good stuff. Real good stuff. Open your eyes.
Open your eyes. Look up to the sky and see. I'm just a poor boy.
You about to get a
poor family.
You about to get
Easy come, easy come.
Get the exclusive.
Hey. All right, Jersey, this was fun. Thanks for having me. Let's make some music. We need to make music.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, you send me something and I'll throw a little hook on there.
Nah, I'm definitely because you kind of got the ball rolling.
Good.
And now you about to start doing some things, and I'm intrigued. So
well, you know me, you can't keep me down for long. So, you know, watch out for me. The comeback is always good.
Yes, we're gonna see what happens. I
and
thank you.
Be happy out there.
Oh yes,
find
definitely.
something. Find something to make you smile, because
please,
life is so short. We don't get to be here very long. Don't be dying every day that you live. You got to live before you die.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are dying more and more every day.
It's because they don't have anything that they're excited about or passionate about. It takes inner reflection to find those things. And for me, it was doing something for other people. That's what kicked it off for me. And that's how I tell other people to find theirs, is find somebody you can help and do it without any expectation of having anything in return. And it comes back to you tenfold. It always does. I mean, all the blessings I have in my life, I swear it's just because I really do give without any kind of like reciprocating expectations.
The universe listens.
Manifesting.
It realigns itself. It listens.
We should do another video sometime on manifestations, like manifesting your life, because that is something that came into play for me after you know, the band broke up and stuff, and it's working. I will say that every day I wake up and I tell myself the person I'm going to be, and every day I get a little closer. So
I love it.
Another time.
Definitely. I thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Soon I will have you back here. Maybe when it's exclusive.
I like it.
Exclusive. Thank you. Like I said, people are definitely gonna probably be hitting you up and wanting to talk to you a little bit more, because you have a lot of insight, and people might need that motivation and that uplift from you, because it helps.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
that I can do to help, I'm here. My inbox is always open. You kind of find me on Facebook, Joanna Meager. I mean, you can Google me and I'll come up. You'll be able to see all of the different things that I've done in my life and how far I have come. And honestly, don't be shy. I mean, if you need somebody to set up like a goal plan for you or just something to work towards, I'm your girl. I will tell you exactly what's up. So
need that CBD.
Yeah, and if you need CBD, come find me, because it really does work.
Thank you again. I love you, my darling.
I love you. It was good to see you too.
Definitely. Mike, you have a good night.
He's in his
Y'all
room.
enjoy. Y'all enjoy the rest of the night. I appreciate you.
All right. Be good. Be kind. Have fun.
Thank you.
Bye.
All I can say is wow. I knew that this video would be a very in-depth video that would touch base on a lot of different situations and give a different perspective. I didn't really talk as much because I wanted to listen and learn myself some more. And I wanted you guys to listen because I knew she knew a whole lot of what's going on with depression on so many different levels. Depression is killing a lot of innocent people. I want to say that also. There's also a saying that I've read and lived by for years now, and it says hurt people hurt people. And it's so true because a lot of them don't do it, intentionally. And that's where the blurred line comes in at, because innocent people get hurt in the midst of all of that. She gave you the word. Hold yourself accountable for who you are, your actions, your thoughts. Tap in, educate yourself. Your depression is never really ever going to go away. You just have to find ways to combat it. Do better. The people that don't suffer from depression, but suffer from depression, you have to be kind and gentle. There does come a point where maybe you can't deal with, the people that are depressed, and there's ways to step away, give good advice, step away, secure your mental health because they need to secure their mental health. You can't fix anybody. So stop trying to fix people. It doesn't work. We got millions of therapists out here, and they just control the situations most times. They don't ever fix people because people need to learn their own triggers and what not to do, where to go, where not to go, situations like that. But I want to thank everybody that took the time to join and watch, share. I hope you guys subscribe. Until next time, my inner thoughts, so reality. I'll see you guys later.